Welcome back to Barcelona in this Formula 2 My Driver career. Normally we don't come back to the practice screen. We don't start here. We start, with the track introduction. But I just want to, after the last few, let's just have a look. Herb Herbert, driver here, fastest in practice by 0.4 seconds. So let's see what happens in qualifying. I used all of the practice this time. It's been a while since we've been back in the car. There's been a few weeks break in the calendar for the Formula 2 season. Barcelona next race, but not gone badly in practice. Let's see what the difference is when we get to qualifying. Holding on to that 69 rating overall. Come on, Herb. So, practice in Barcelona is done. We were the fastest in practice, but that means nothing. We have a one-shot qualifying, and I'm aware one-shot qualifying does not help me, but we're going to stick with it. We are going to stick with it, and then we'll change it when we hopefully get into Formula 1. So we have one shot in the sun in Barcelona before a 13-lap feature race. Let's see how we go. It's clean. Come on, line. Come on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Oh, Barcelona. Let's go, baby. It felt good. It felt real good. I mean, that better not change from first now. It's making me feel good. I do believe there has been an update to the F2, to the cars. The feel of the cars are a little nicer since last we played. So I think the F2 cars have been upgraded. And if that means I'll be driving better, I'm loving this.
Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Lights Out tomorrow for the Barcelona F2 from pole position. Time to get some points back. 2 points on the board. I think we'll have a look at the standings. I think we were just behind Behrman actually, or just in front of Behrman in like 15th or 16th. But a 1-2 for the English drivers. Ollie Behrman for Prima. Herb Herbert for High Tech. Puchet in behind there. Where is Daravula? Down in 5th. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Let's get into this race. Where's my partner? Where's my partner in crime? Hadja down in 17th. Who's taking my normal spot? Nissani. Well, lad. Standings. This is what we're going to look at. So, going into this race, we are 12th. We are 2 points. We are, a point. It's the gap. I was like, a point? We're a point ahead of Behrman. 19 points. Daravula on 133. Puja up there. So we just need to get some decent places from here on out. We need to get into that top 5. That's what we were aiming for. Arthur Leclerc in front of us here. But if we can get some position, hold something from the front here, we'll be doing well. Of course, my big nemesis is the front wing. So we were just trying to keep our front wing, have a clean race with a normal amount of stops. Give me that pace points. Give me them pace points. Let's go. 71 pace. Still in the 69 though. Here we go. 13 laps from the front. Can we keep it together?
Hello and welcome to the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. We're counting down to the start of today's race and you can feel the excitement in the air. This promises to be a real spectacle. It's back to the future for the F2 drivers today. We welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector. It will shorten lap times and reduce the length to 2.9 miles, 14 turns. This was the original setup of the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. Well then, after an exciting session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Herbert lines up on pole position, and it's Ollie Bearman in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Pourchaire, Iwasa, Jan Daruvula, Doohan, Benavides, Hauger, Novalak, Richard Verschoor, Vesti, Fittipaldi, Juan Manuel Correa, Victor Martins, Miney, Leclerc, Hadjar, Amory Cordial, Maloney, Boschong, Stanek, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
Okay, let's have a look at this strategy then. What have we got? Two stop. Softs onto hards. We did all of our practice on hards. We did the quali on softs. So I'm quite happy on both. The hards, definitely, it's a completely different track on hards compared to those softs. Those softs are very nice. Very little braking required. A lot more lift and coasting. 13 laps. We just do not want to have to put that extra stop in. We can if we need to. We can go hard on the, we know if we have any nose problems, we have the extra hards to go to on the alternate strategy. But let's go for the good strat. Let's go for the one stop. Go for the fast on the hards, on the softs to get away from people. Hopefully then the hards we can coast to the end. He says, not confidently at all. Here we are, the Spanish Grand Prix, Barcelona. In this F2 series, Herbert on pole. And it's lights out and away we go. A all-British front line, Herbert and Bearman. As we kick off here in Barcelona, 13 laps in the sun here as we come down to the first corner. Can Herbert stave off Bearman? He does. He gets away well and starts to pull a lead. Bearman and Herbert in a 1-2 in front of Daruvula. Start to pull away from the pack already early in this race. A clean start is exactly what this driver would want for his first pole position. This track here known for looping bends, a few overtake zones, a few DRS zones as well to watch out for. So we wanted to break that DRS from Bearman and Daruvula, the leader in the standings as we go into this race. Daruvula, Pourchaire sitting down in third and fourth. Bearman and Herbert, unlikely 1 and 2 pole sitters after qualifying yesterday. If you looked at just the rankings alone, but good to see British drivers on top as Herbert is now starting to pull away. Half a second gap to Bearman with a further half a second out to Daruvula. This is looking like his race to go and drive. We know this driver is an aggressive driver, loves the overtake and loves to make the dangerous maneuvers, but when you are out in front, all of the danger is coming from behind. So can he hold his nerve, drive a clean race with nobody to touch that nose into? This is quite a wide track as well. Noting earlier in the season, Herbert having issues with the walls, the likes of Australia. But the barriers in the walls here in Barcelona, far away, the gravel pits are going to catch you before a wall does. So we could well see a perfect track here for this driver and his style, as we have seen that gap up to that 1 second mark within the second lap. Tipping in and tipping out as Bearman pulls a little bit back, but it does look like Herbert is going to break DRS before potentially DRS even gets activated on this race. Little wiggle of the back end there as we come through into the straight. A lot of coasting that can be achieved from high as Bearman goes wide. Everyone goes wide. Actually, Herbert keeping quite a tight line in this middle sector here, as Bearman has made up that 0.8 of a second down to just a couple of hundredths. As this is where Herbert will have to keep his nerve, hold off and defend where he can. This is, that was again a wide run there. Maybe the nerve's starting to creep in for this driver as he comes over the line into lap 3, where we expect DRS to be enabled. Can he now stave off the attacks? That 1 second down to just 3/100ths. Well, 3/10, sorry. First corner survived any attack as he comes round the left hand before the large right, or the long right hand. Sweeping corner up to 6/10ths. Davruda Porsche below the rest of the rankings look as standard as when we started. Hadjar, Herbert's teammate here, down in 17th. So Herbert really flying a flag for this high-tech team. Okay, as we hit the rumble strip there, coming round this little chicane, we should be coming round to a DRS detection zone. There will be DRS for Bearman as he comes onto the straight here. Should see the flap open there. Is it going to be enough? Can he make a challenge against Herbert on this straight? It's a short DRS zone. Doesn't look like it was enough. Not close enough. First attack defended. That's the large sweep before you can come into this tight right-hander. Can you keep your foot in? As Herbert does seem to run a little wide, but he's going full guns. Lift off slightly as you come round to the home straight and another DRS zone. Can Bearman make up any time? He looks like he's coming. Is he going to make the dive bomb? He's there. Bearman is there. He's pulled out. He is going to... Can he hold it? Can he hold it? He's gone round. He's gone round. Herbert has lost the lead to Bearman on that first DRS straight. Lap 4. Now can Bearman hold off the attack of Herbert, the young driver, preferring maybe to have someone in front of him to chase down rather than to lead this pack. Herbert is not letting Bearman out of his sights here, barely getting into 2/10ths of a gap between the two. But we got to watch again. We know that this driver is willing to take risks, Herbert, as he will dive in and has lost many a front nose across these early F2 races. Can he wait for his time to pounce? Can he learn when it's best to hold and when it's best to attack? Knowing that he's going to have the DRS on the home straight, as long as he can keep up as that second DRS zone there. Again, too short to do anything but close the gap. As, oh my days, that was close. Was there a touch? I think there might have been a touch. No damage on the cars, but there may have been a slight touch there. Very lucky from Herbert to hit the back of Bearman. Bearman went wide, so I'm assuming there was some contact. Not enough to cause damage. Enough to put Bearman off his stride. And Herbert breathes a sigh of relief as the cars hit the home straight. That DRS is open. Here he comes. Will he make the dive? Will he drag Bearman out? He's going to sit. Oh, he goes wide with the dive. And looks like he's made the pass. Can he make it stick? Easy pass for Herbert, just as Bearman did to him a lap ago. Using the DRS on the home straight. Herbert back in the lead. Bearman second. Dararula third. Porsche fourth. As the rest of the pack, again, remains fairly standard. Hadjar still down in 17th. Points here for Hitachi. For High-Tech will be very welcomed for the team, who have picked up points early on with Herbert. But since then, not many coming in. I think only 1 point maybe Hadjar has pulled in himself as a driver. So the team are relying on the ups and downs, the big wins and swings that Herbert are bringing. But can this be the start of some consistency for the young driver? Can he start to pull his way up the ranks to alert himself to those prospective F1 teams? And there we are into lap 6, this home straight. DRS still available to Bearman, but the gap was far too much for him to make the lunge as he manages to close up behind Herbert by the end of the straight, but nowhere near close enough to try and attempt that overtake that he had done just a few laps ago. As we get lovely on board here with Herbert. You can hear that F2 engine being absolutely rattled. A lot of lift and coast corners here. A lot of high speed can be carried through some of these longer bends, these wider corners with no danger of walls. The drivers can push. We've got some wide rumble strips and some runoff areas here before the gravel pits themselves, so you can carry a lot of speed through these corners if you have the grip. Here we go, coming around to finish lap 6. This gap 1 second now as Herbert's coming into pitting first from the front. Herbert going in lap 6 to make his one change, leaving Bearman and Daravula to take out. Interesting to go first. The others are going to try and make up that time. Can we have a clean stop here from Herbert as the hards go on for the second stint of this race? Oh, he's been held up. He's been held up leaving. It was a quick stop from the wheel gun men. But the release, there's a lot of traffic. Going in first. Interesting call by the team. The driver may not have had much say in when he's coming in with the team planning the two. As they are out now. Herbert out on his fresh hard tyres to finish this race. 6 laps to go. Now the big question will be, is in this first lap I've just seen hang up of, we've got Bearman who is dropping out. Bearman on a DNF. Bearman, who was sat second, has had a engine problem and has pulled out of the race. Bearman retires after qualifying second and holding second place for much of this race. Daravula now released out in front, but will be coming in to pit this lap. Can the undercut be effective? Can it work? Will Herbert come out in front or behind Daravula? We know he's pulled off the undercut. Oh, it's Herbert. Those tyres not quite warmed up yet. That's a slight slide in that chicane. Daravula, we know, and his team have pulled off the undercut a few times this season already. As we're getting close to now the pit entrance, we can see the movement starting to happen. Herbert on this penultimate corner, flat as he comes round to the starting straight. No one to gain any DRS on. Does have Porsche behind, as we will see the cars all coming out of the lane now. That is Daravula in front, as Herbert is going to come out just in front, but Porsche making a move. Porsche making the move with DRS to take the lead from Herbert, as he's all eyes on Daravula, even our eyes on Daravula, as Herbert takes him back, cannot make the position stick. Herbert gets the #1 spot back from Porsche very quickly. What a move from Porsche there to dive between the oncoming traffic coming out of the pit lane with Daravula in third now. But he needs to make his plays as well. Porsche in second behind Daravula. Any points he can take out of the leader. Points gained in this championship. It is not over yet. But Herbert is, after the pit, still in front. Herbert 1, Porsche 2, Daravula in third place, with Bearman DNFing with a car issue. You can see here Porsche twitching around on that second DRS zone. Getting close, but not enough to make the dive. We see now that zone not quick enough to make a move, but definitely can bring you back into the race. Herbert's going to want to break that DRS, break that 1 second to Porsche, have him have to defend against Daravula, so he can have a clean race as we come around to finish lap 8 here. It's close to the 1 second. The DRS still still active. Porsche will make up that 7/10. But will it be enough to make a move? He's had a look, has a little wiggle, nowhere near enough. Gets it down to 2/10, but that's not going to be enough. Herbert gaining enough in the remainder of the lap to save himself for that last DRS straight, but we are not out of the woods yet. There's a lot of racing left to go. Another little slide on the hard tyres there from Herbert. Makes small mistakes, just leaving some blood in the water for Porsche and Daravula to chase hold of. Leaving little openings like that is just is a red rag to a bull, as the gap now after that second DRS zone down to 2 or 3 tenths of a second. Herbert holding out, knowing a few corners before that big straight and that big DRS zone. Can he build up some gap here? Oh, Porsche must have lost in the corner, must have had some defending there as he's fell back slightly. Half a second, is that enough? Is half a second? We know 7/10 is not enough for him to make back, as the wing is open on the trailing cars. Herbert out in front as we go into lap 10. He's pulled out. Porsche's going to go for the move. He's got round again. Herbert's going to hold him. Late braking from Herbert. Boomerangs round, back in front again. Porsche making the move, but Herbert not letting it stick. Another great defensive maneuver from the leader of this race. He has led almost the entire of these 10 laps. Only Behrman holding the lead for slightly longer than 2 corners. Nice shot there. The cars come flying around these new F2 model cars here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Half a second as we go through the second DRS zone. Still maintaining a comfortable distance here after that DRS zone. 7 tenths before the 2 corners where he has made up time previously. Can he, towards the end of the race, finally break that 1 second, leave the rest and have a comfortable final few laps? Wide run there, looking to push that car to the max. A wide run on the final corner. 1.2 seconds across the line. Porsche does not have DRS, which means he'd be fighting Daruvala now, as Herbert breaks that just before the DRS direct detection zone. Porsche loses second position to Daruvala, and as the second and third fight continues, Herbert's going to pull away 1.3 seconds from the second place now. Has he built himself enough of a lead with just a few laps left to go to bring home not only his first pole qualifying, but his first podium and a win here in Barcelona? Porsche has got back his second place. So Porsche and Daruvala are having a tit-for-tat here in second and third. Novak in fourth, Benavides fifth, Hauger sixth. But this big movement, these massive set of points, a 2 point for qualifying first, as well as a race win potentially here for Herbert, will massively improve him in the rankings here in this F2 season. Hadjar, his teammate, making a few positions back up over the pit stop from 17th up to 15th. But all eyes are on this number 1 driver for the team as we come into lap 12. 1.9 seconds the gap. Will Daruvala make the move on Porsche? It looks like he's going to. It looks like he's made it stick. Right behind is Novak. Got to make sure that you don't get double passed here when you are being chased down by a DRS train. 1.7 seconds. Herbert just needs a clean couple of races. Seems like the Spanish Grand Prix is the right track with the right circumstances for this driver. Leading, we did wonder whether he would prefer to race rather than lead, but has led from the front the entire time, shut down anyone that's tried to come through and take any position for him, and is looking to be taking his first win here in this F2 inaugural season. Listen to the sound of the engine as he's still pushing it. Last 2 corners in this penultimate lap. That gap down to 1.4, Herbert maybe taking it a little easier, trying to see the tyres home, see the car home, not hit too many high-risk corners, high-risk curbs. 1.3 as they go over the line into the final lap of this race. Daruvala is going to have a sensational drive if he is to make up the 1.2 seconds in this final lap. But he is probably more worried about Porsche, who is right behind him, trying to take that second position and those points to dig into Daruvala's lead here in the F2 Championship. Behrman, the only DNF here today. A shame for the British driver in the Ferrari Academy, starting second and holding second up until the car fault here as we come around to the chicane. Any wiggle from Herbert's car sticks to the road this time around. No mistakes, no time given up, although DRS has been broken. 0.9. Daruvala has made up half a second on Herbert in this final lap. Maybe relaxing a little too much here as he comes round from that last DRS zone. Last few sweeping corners before the final. Won't have the full straight to try and make use of that DRS. I don't think he's going to make the move here as we come into, unless any mistakes on these last corners. Runs wide on the last one as we take the last corner to come across the line. A pole to first place conversion for Herbert. What a race from this driver, and what an amount of points here in sunny Barcelona. How is that driver of the day? I went out there for the beginning. God damn it.
So another fantastic victory for High-Tech GP today.
We've heard stories of drivers watching the race on the big screens while they're going around leading with that kind of advantage. I reckon that's what they were doing, you know, AJ.
And as they make their way down to the podium, there's no
here it
denying
is.
the strength of the high-tech GP team.
Why?
Incredible performance today, and they fully deserve to stand on the top step.
You did. You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Incredible performance. Top step, first podium, and it's a win. Finally, some serious points. Crack that champagne, Herb. You deserve it. What a drive. Porsche and Daravula sharing the podium. Them boys they're gonna run ahead and run away, I think, with the championship. But we can get ourselves up into that top 5 as we wanted. Get ourselves in the position. You don't have to be top to be signed for the F1 teams. We know that. Look at the current market. So, a nice improvement. Just as these teams are starting to doubt their F1 drivers, looking down to F2.
There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season.
27.
I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
27 points, qualifying 2 points, and the feature race 25. A massive 27 points. That is ridiculous for the standings, is it not? Doesn't that put us right like up into 7th straight away? 44, a race win. Do you know what? I'm not saying he's not catchable now. 152 points. I'm coming for you, Daravula. No, top 5 is what we want. We need another big jump. Iwasa and Vesti, I don't think I've done much in the previous races. So any wins we can get, any podiums we can get from here on out are going to make us jump huge amounts of places to get us into that top 5 drivers in the F2. What a race. First win. Drink it up, boys. Drink it up, and we will see you next time for the next race in this F2 career. Finally, let's go. Woohoo.